Oh, that was so unsatisfying. Oh, order. Here we go. Ready? Oh. Yay. Okay. Hello. Long time no see. I don't think I have filmed a video since my October wrap up. A lot has changed since then, so we're back. Today's video is going to be a pretty big book haul. I don't know how long it's been since I have kind of like actually purchased books that I want. I don't really buy books. I usually go to the library, but decided to place an order. We're gonna kind of go through what I purchased and received today. So let's get into it. Okay, the first one I have opened is The Vet's Daughter by Barbara Comins. Right? Comins? Not really sure what this is about. I kind of just grabbed stuff that was on my need to read next 2022 TBR list. This one says it combines shocking realism with a visionary edge. The vet lives with his bedridden wife and shy daughter Alice in a sinister London suburb. He works constantly, captive to a strange private fury, and treats his family with brutality and contempt. After his wife's death, the vet takes up with a crass, needling woman who tries to refashion Alice in her own image. And yet, as Alice retreats ever deeper into a dream world, she discovers an extraordinary secret power of her own. Sounds like it could potentially be kind of messed up, but it's really short. I don't remember where I saw this recommended or why it was on my list, but it sounded cool. The cover's like kind of interesting. So that's the first one. Okay, next I have A Certain Hunger by Chelsea Summers. This cover is very interesting to me because it's like an old painting that's like feminine rage. I do know where I saw this recommendation. There was a TikTok that was kind of in response to certain recent world events, or rather national events, and they did a collection of books that feature female rage, and I was like, great, that sounds actually really interesting. I don't know that that's a topic I've really like focused on before, and this one really sounds like that fits the bill. Recounting her life from a seemingly idyllic farm-to-table childhood, the heights of her career, to the moment she plunges an ice pick into a man's neck on Fire Island, Dorothy Daniels shows us what happens when a woman finally embraces her superiority. Heck yeah. I mean, if we're talking about an ice pick going into someone's neck on the back of the book, what else is in here? Because they don't usually put spoilers that are like that's obviously not the peak of her rage. I am using eyebrow scissors to cut into this box. Yeah. We're getting into the good stuff now. All right. We have Pure Color by Sheila Heti. Love this cover. It's very simple, but it just is cool to me. Her name is in gold. And on the side too. There's not much on the back. It just says, how should a person be? Oh, no, that's her other title. I don't remember what this is about, but oh no, here it is. This is kind of cool. Look, inside's green. Okay, Pure Color. Here we are, just living in the first draft of creation, which was made by some great artist who is now getting ready to tear it apart. In this first draft, a woman named Mira leaves home to study. There she meets Annie, whose tremendous power opens Mira's chest like a portal to what she doesn't know. When Mira is older, her beloved father dies, and she enters that strange and dizzying dimension that true loss opens up. Pure Color tells the story of a life from beginning to end. It is a galaxy of a novel. Explosive, celestially bright, huge, and streaked with beauty. It is a contemporary Bible, an atlas of feeling, and a shape-shifting epic. Sheila Heti is a philosopher of modern experience, and she has reimagined what a book can hold. Holy cow. I literally just got goosebumps. that sounds absolutely amazing. It's not even like, with claims like that, I would think this would be like a 700-page book, but wow. Okay, that's probably gonna be top of the list. Woo, okay, on to the next. Okay, this one is by an author who I kind of stocked up on a couple of her books because I have kind of shamefully never read anything by her, and that is Atessa Mushfeh. This is her newest release called Lapivona. And what I know of this author is that she writes literature that's kind of bizarre. This one has a very long inner summary, but we're in a medieval fiefdom, natural disasters, a motherless shepherd boy finds himself the unlikely pivot of a power struggle that puts all manner of faith to a savage test. Sure. The cover's also intriguing to me. Let me see. I'm pretty sure this just came out. Yeah, it was published in 2022. Yeah. I usually also don't buy hardcovers, but I was really intrigued by this. So here 'tis. Ooh, okay. This book is a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. This was highly recommended by Noelle Gallagher, who I just adore her, love watching her videos. She seems like such a great person, and I really like her reviews. And I'm really excited to read this because it also just sounds weird, but like an experience. And that is Sharks in the Time of Saviors. And I'm gonna butcher this author's name, I'm so sorry. Kawai Strong Washburn. So really just the first name. I purposely got this cover. It was a little bit more expensive, but I think it's so cool. This one is, okay, so this one takes place in the 90s in Hawaii, and this 7-year-old boy falls overboard and these sharks appear, and the little boy is gingerly delivered to his mother in the jaws of a shark. That's how we're starting this book off. That's, again, kind of almost got goosebumps. Yeah, also top of the list. Okay, the next one was also on the Feminine Rage list. We have Animal by Lisa Taddeo. Also love this cover. You're gonna hear that a lot. This one, not sure. Joan has spent a lifetime enduring the cruelties of men, but when one of them commits a shocking act of violence in front of her, she flees New York City in search of Alice, the only person alive who can help her make sense of her past. In the sweltering hills above Los Angeles, Joan unravels a horrific event she witnessed as a child that has haunted her every waking moment while forging the power to finally strike back. It's a depiction of female rage at its rawest and a visceral exploration of the fallout from a male-dominated society. Hells yeah. Sounds intense. And yeah. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. This is The Face of Another by Kobo Abe. It was supposed to have like two faces looking at each other. This one. A scientist is horrifically disfigured in a laboratory accident. Afraid to reveal his worsening facial scarring, he wraps his head in bandages, but finds his mummified appearance repulses people. He realizes he must create a mask so perfect it is undetectable, but soon he finds his disguise does more than just hide his scars. He becomes an alternate self who is capable of anything. Well, this sounds gnarly. And it might be translated, yes, this is translated from Japanese, and I do kind of want to delve a little bit more into Japanese fiction. So this is Tell Me I'm Worthless by Alison Rumfitt. This is a dark, unflinching haunted house novel that takes readers from the well of the literary Gothic up through Brighton's queer scene and out into the heart of modern-day trans experience. I don't know a lot more besides that. This also has a really long summary on the back, but the final paragraph says, "Cutting, disruptive, and darkly funny, Tell Me I'm Worthless is a vital work of trans horror that confronts both supernatural and real-world terrors as it examines the devastating effects of trauma and the way fascism makes us destroy ourselves and each other." Yeah, that's why I ordered it. Rings a bell now. That sounds amazing. But the cover, again, you know, it's gonna be a broken record. The cover, Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. This is, this woman obsessively takes explicit photographs of the average looking men she persuades to model for her. A pitch black comedy, both shocking and hilarious, fearlessly exploring the taboo regions of sexuality and gender roles in the 21st century. Okay. Ooh, the next one is a sequel. So I read the first book in this duology last month. Well, technically still this month, probably last month by the time you're seeing this video. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to read the sequel because the first one could be a standalone and I was just kind of iffy, but I think I owe it to myself and I think I should just expose myself to more of this author's writing because she's amazing. And that is Parable of the Talents by Octavia Butler. This will be my third book by Octavia Butler that I've read, and she's amazing. I feel like I kind of heard about Octavia Butler like when I was kind of like coming up and starting to really explore like contemporary literature. And then when I really started getting more into sci-fi, I would kind of see like her Xenogenesis series, but which I haven't touched yet. But yeah, she's I think finally starting to get a little bit more hype, which is really cool. So this is a sequel. First book takes place in dystopian America in the year 2024 through like 2027. Too real. And this was written in the 90s, which is nuts because so much of what takes place in that first book is very like believable to me that that could be possible. And I'm very curious to see where the story goes in this sequel. Can't say much more. This one I ordered because I wanted to cry and I've heard it's really good and I just want my books to make me feel things. So we're gonna read Me. I'm going to read Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi. And this is about sisters, and I think one of the sisters gets cancer. That's just supposed to be heartbreaking. Cover's gorgeous. Look at that color. And then this is the back. So pretty. When I'm ready for a good cry. Ooh, okay, this one I saw when I was in Barnes & Noble last, and I truly just picked it up off the shelf because of the color on this cover, and then I realized who the author was, and then I was like, well, how have I not read anything by this author yet? Because all I hear are amazing things about this author's writing. So I'm actually currently listening to an audiobook of theirs, and then I got this, which is actually their first book, and that is The Intuitionist by Colson Whitehead. I love this color green. This is about two warring factions in the Department of Elevator Inspectors in a bustling metropolis. It kind of goes from there. It sounds weird, but it's also says on here that it is a parallel universe in which latent ironies in matters of morality, politics, and race comes to light. So sounds pretty intriguing. Ooh, okay, the next one I think is supposed to be a horror, and again, the cover is amazing. It is This Thing Between Us by Gus Marino. I think this is about a couple. Okay, yeah, Vera and Tiago. It's weird but amusing. right up until Vera is killed and Tiago's world becomes unbearable. The only thing left to do is get as far away from Chicago as possible, but Tiago soon realizes there is no escape. Not from his guilt, not from his anger, and not from the evil hunting him, feeding on his pain, looking for a way into this world. A startling, darkly funny horror novel about grief and rage, the loneliness of living between cultures, and the all too real oppressive intimacy of technology. Break my brain. Do it! Ooh, this next one is tiny. Also another author that I shamefully have not read anything by them. And this is so short I have no excuses. I have The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. I love this like vintage edition. This is James Baldwin's impassioned plea to end the racial nightmare in America. It was a bestseller when it appeared in 1963. Told in the form of 2 intensely personal letters, The Fire Next Time is at once a powerful evocation of Baldwin's early life in Harlem and an excoriating condemnation of the terrible legacy of racial injustice. Timely, and I think it'll be a good little appetizer for his writing. Okay, the next one is supposed to be weird, and that's kind of all you needed to tell me, and I'm in. We have The Scapegoat by Sarah Davis. Again, cover, chef's kiss, very long summary on the back. Don't really remember too much about it, but it's supposed to kind of be in the same vein of Bizarre as Bunny by Mona Awad, which I liked, but it was like definitely weird. So let's give it another whirl. Give me all the weird. Okay, I swear we're almost done. I think 1, 2, only 4 left. And they only sent me 1 bookmark. Do they really think I'm only gonna read one of these at one time? I think not. Okay, let's get through these last 4. Ooh, okay. We have another Tessa Moshe, Eileen. This looks like the cover to, oh my gosh. Is it no, it's not Eileen. Christine. Yeah, it reminds me of the cover of Christine by Stephen King, and maybe that's intentional. Blah, 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 blah. A young woman trapped between her role as her alcoholic father's caretaker in a home whose squalor is the talk of the neighborhood, and her day job as a secretary at the boys' prison, filled with its own quotidian horrors. And then it goes from there. It gets weird. Charmingly disturbing, delightfully dour, pleasingly perverse. Maybe something's wrong with me. Why do I like weird, gross books? Oh, also fitting. Okay, this one is probably going to be the first one I read by this author. My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Tessa Moshe. This cover is iconic. This girl decides to take a year of, I think, like ODing on pills to not feel feelings. Not really sure much more beyond that, but I see this everywhere, and I think it's gonna be something I enjoy. Way longer than I thought it was gonna be. Shirley Hazard, The Transit of Venus. I have heard that Shirley Hazard's writing is like something to really just like savor, and it's just perfect, where like every single sentence is just perfection. And this was kind of the first one that like it sounded like it was kind of a good one to start with. It's about 2 Australian sisters. One has come to post-war England to seek their fortune. She's courted by this young scientist. She is to find that love brings passion, sorrow, betrayal, and finally hope. The other sister seeks fulfillment in an apparently happy marriage, but as the decades pass and the characters weave in and out of each other's lives, love, death, and 2 slow-burning secrets wait in ambush for them. Bring it on. I wonder when this was written. 1980. Okay. All right, last one. Pet by Akwaeke Amazie. I think this might have been their first book. No. First one was Freshwater. I did read The Death of Vivek Oji. by this author, but I have not read the others. Like creature, I think, named Pet. It says there are no monsters anymore, or so the children in the city of Lucille have been taught. Jam and her best friend Redemption have grown up with this lesson all their lives. But when Jam meets Pet, she begins to question what she's been told. Pet has come to hunt the evil lurking in Redemption's house. Not sure. Ooh, it's like... cool. Okay. All right. We need a stack shot. I don't know if I can even hold all of these at once. I'm well pleased with this haul. It might even stack high enough that you can start to see it on the screen. Oh, yep. It's literally right here. Okay. This is my book haul that just arrived. Oh. There she is. That's the haul. I'm so excited. Look at all these pages. Think about how all these pages are going to be like an experience and a memory and a story. That's like what I think about when I look at all of this. I'm like, lose me in these pages. That's today's video. Hopefully I come back and start consistently making content. I will try. That's it. I will probably have some reviews on these because some of these I'm like, I want to read it right away. So yeah, that's today's video, and I will see you guys next time.